I mentioned possibly divorcing her a few weeks ago, and she broke down, saying she will never love another man, will never allow another man to raise our child, that I mean everything to her and her whole world would just shatter into pieces if she lost me. I think out of all the people who have ever cheated and wanted to regain the trust of their partner, my wife has done the best. Despite this, I just can't forget about what she did. I wake up in the morning, and the first thing I think of is her in his bed with him. I have trouble sleeping now since the thought of them having intimacy keeps me up. I feel nauseous and numb all the time. The singular thought, some other guy with my wife, is stuck in my mind all day. I don't want this to keep happening, but I can't find any way to strike it from my mind. Every so often, I feel like I'm loading all my anger on her, calling her all the names in the book, telling her I hate her. Lately, I find myself on a local pier, just staring out into the ocean for hours at a time. I go there to just stop thinking about what she did and escape for a while. Then when I go home, the misery starts again. I don't know if I love my wife anymore. At times I feel such a strong hatred for her that I almost vomit knowing that I married her. Sometimes I see her as she was before the cheating, and in those moments I can love her again. They don't last longer than a few seconds though. I feel like I'm the bad guy for wanting a divorce. She has been doing everything correctly since the infidelity, so I should forgive her, right? That's what most people would probably do, I guess. But I can't stop thinking about her and the other guy. I know that as long as I keep thinking about them, this marriage won't last. Our anniversary is in 9 days. This keeps triggering memories of our relationship, the wedding, the birth of our son, trips we took, happy days, etc. Now it just hurts, a really heavy pain in my chest and throat, to think of them. We've been together since high school, fully committed and faithful. I just can't grasp how she could do this to me, how she could make a series of bad decisions, one after the other, to end up cheating. My mouth feels dry whenever I think of how that night must have gone. How she must have kissed him, walked into his home, to his bedroom, lay down on his bed, took off her clothes. Whatever. Final update, my wife of 5 years cheated on me on a night out and has tried to make things right ever since, but I still feel our marriage is over. What should I do? I fantasize about cheating on her to make things even. My wife's cheating messed with my head more than should be possible. I don't feel like the same person anymore. I feel hollow all the time. I'm here to ask, is there any way I can bring myself to forgive her, or should I just divorce her and move on? Find a woman who won't cheat on me. I want my son to grow up with a belief that cheating is totally unacceptable. I feel like if I stay with my wife, my son will learn that it's okay to forgive cheating. And I don't want him to ever stay with a woman who cheated on him. At the same time, I keep living every day hoping I might have an epiphany, that I can truly forgive her and love her again. It seems like a hopeless fantasy though. Please help me. I don't know what to do. I'm sick of feeling sick. Small update. I figured out what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to her about possibly making it even, somehow. I'll see what she says, and depending on her response, I might try to reconcile, or divorce without a second thought. Also, I'm going to ask her for the full truth about this guy. I find it weird that she remembers he's divorced, 33, and not in shape, but can't remember his name. Never mind. This is a bad idea. That was my vengeful side talking. I'm not going to try and make it even. I'm just going to get the full truth out of her, and then steel myself to suggest divorce. Yes, I want her to suffer for what she did. As one user said in a PM, she will suffer most if I leave her. In her own words, she said that would destroy her. But I'm not divorcing her just to spite her. No, I'm doing it because I don't want to remain in a ruined marriage. I'm doing it because she betrayed me, and I'm not willing to be a doormat and excuse her behavior. I probably won't change my mind, but I'll come back with an update later anyway.